this right fucking now. I have all of it right fucking now. Where did that screen go? I know what must be done. I press this, and then I go smackety smack, 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 smack. Ah. See, I'm so smart. I'm so. That didn't happen. The virtualized neuralizer, that didn't happen. That didn't happen either. That didn't happen either. Y'all are remembering things. Y'all are welcome back. You're all in an alternate timeline now. It's for. It's fine. It's fine. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Bye. What are they doing? Oh god, they went Mad Max.
Watch me! Witness me!
It'll be just like the old times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Charles, just like the old time.
This is the greatest.
Oh shit, that was close. Is it right behind me? Is he right behind me?
I knew it would come.
Oh boy. I'm like, it sounds like it's right behind me. Is it right behind me? Stab! Oh. Yes, it was. Kind of figured it would have been a spin-off because that's so weird. That's so interesting and weird. Have fun on this part. Well, I don't like the sound of that. Oh! Ah! Shh! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, thank God I have a gun! Oh no! Oh, I saw it.
You can't. You can't. No, 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 no. No, you can't do whatever you want to me, you fucking cowards. Do not do this. You're still gonna die. I hope you know you're gonna burn in hell. Tell yourselves you can fix it. Run around like idiots before you get blown to atoms. But do not lay a hand on anything below my waist again. You fuckers. Serves you fucking right for what you did before. You're gonna fucking burn.
Oh, for God's sake. Luna, shut him up.
What?
Right.
No!
Here it goes.
Stay away from me, you fucking ginger! No, no! Ah! 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 Ah!
Oh, thank God Soparil works so fast.
Oh. Well, hello there. Hi. Hi there. Ahoy, everybody. Captain Ampis here at your service. And it's been a while since we've done a just chatting stream. I think I kind of want to start doing these on the Sundays instead, you know, instead of doing it like, because I was trying to do it like an hour before each stream, right? I was trying to do an hour before stream of just chatting. I'm like, nah. And then I've been slacking on it. But now I figured, you know what? What if we just did that on Sundays? Sundays, I typically have my collab going on. So, you know, I got to pay attention to the time a little bit more. So, you know, get away, you know, end the week essentially, because Sunday is technically the end of the week for me before the, oh, well, I guess that's the first thing we could talk about is like, what does one consider the beginning and the end of the week, right? So, like, I know some people consider, like, Sunday being the end of the week, right? And for me, I actually consider, I also need to turn up my mic volume because I forgot that I had auditioning. Yes, hold on. Yeah. There we go. I forgot to turn up the mic because I was doing recordings earlier. I forgot to turn up the mic because I forgot to, I was doing auditions earlier. There we go. There, now it should be fixed. I make sure everything else was working, right? I was making sure everything else was working properly. Like, I don't know, the shout-out command player that wasn't working previously before. And then I forgot to check, oh, the mic levels, that other thing that's actually kind of really important to check, you know? Yeah, so that's what happens when you don't bother to check things like me. I checked some. See, that's the thing about me is sometimes I end up checking like one things on one stream and then not checking the other things at the other stream, and it's like, oh, okay, now it's not meshing well. And then this time it's like I got the things that I missed the last stream, but forgot to check my normal stuff that I check for streams. Anyways, as I was saying, what do we consider a beginning and the end of the week, right? So, like, for me, I consider the end of the week being Sunday. But some people will consider the beginning of the week like Sunday being the beginning of the week, and some people will consider the beginning of the week their Saturday. So it's like the Saturday through Friday, or for instance, or Sunday through Saturday. Or me, I always think it as Monday through Sunday, Sunday being the very end of the week. So I'm curious, what do you all think about? What's the beginning of the week for all of you? What's the end of the week for all of you? Huh? Because yeah, for me, like to me, it's the end of the week. This is the end of the week for me. Tomorrow is going to be the beginning of the new week, and I figured, you know what? Maybe we could just start doing just chatting streams at the end of the week, essentially. Kind of discuss like how the whole week's been. And Leo's freaking out over every tiny little noise, bro. He's been really acting out since we got back from our vacation. Like he's been very sensitive to like the slightest noise. Like the slightest noise he's been like sensitive. So this I put that up right next to the mic, but it's a box cutter knife. It's got a little switch on it. So like I'm clicking on it and he freaked out because I clipped it back on. So he jumped off my lap in a panic. But he was like that yesterday too. Like I barely made a little noise and he freaked out. I'm like, bro, it's okay. I think he's just getting old. He's getting old, folks. Leo's getting old. Oh, I still love him. Still love my little guy, even though he's a sensitive little guy. But yes. So yeah, this is my week back from vacation. I got back from the Dominican Republic on Monday at like 10 o'clock at night. Let's see. I believe the time that we got back was 10:05 p.m. But we didn't get home till like 11:30 p.m. and I had to be up at 3 a.m. for work. Tuesday was a day. Oh, Tuesday was a day. Tuesday. Oh God. But I made it through. I guess we'll just talk about the work week first before I talk about my vacation. Sunday's beginning of the end of the beginning for me. Sunday's the beginning of the end of the begin. Wait, what? Sunday is the beginning of the end of the beginning. So what you're saying is the Sunday is the start of the week to the end of your week, which is the beginning of your week. Therefore, it's the end of your week. Therefore, it's the start of your week. And then you go to the middle of the week, and then all of a sudden you're divided by 2, and then you're back at the beginning of the week, and then you multiply it by 3, and also you're at the end of the week, and then you times it by 10, and then divide it by 2, and you're at the end of the month. Is that about right? I think that math checks out. That math checks out to me. Yeah, that math checked out for me. So yeah, I guess let's start off with talking about the work week this week. Oh man, the work week this week. So like I said, I gotten back from the Dominican Republic on Monday at like 10:05 p.m. I had to be up at 3 a.m. in the morning. Tuesday, it was a little rough to start off with. Because like I was basically running off of like 4 hours of sleep, essentially, maybe even less than 4 hours of sleep. So that was definitely something. But overall it was a fine work day. Nothing out of the blue. Everything was kind of simple. I mean, I might have taken a little bit of shortcuts on some of my customers, aka I didn't change the mats for some of my customers. I'm like, I'm too tired for this. I want to get this day over with so I can get back home and sleep. And funny thing is I was tired all day, and then as soon as I got home, I'm like, great, I'm awake now. So that was fucking annoying as hell. But yeah, Tuesday was pretty well. As I've mentioned in my Discord, before I went on to my vacation, my job has decided to add more work to my route, which is not a bad thing because I'm only working like 33. Well, I was averaging about 33 hours a week, right? So them adding more work like makes sense. I'm not even working a full 40 hours, even though I don't get paid hourly. I get paid by commission. So like I kind of like how it was, but that just means more money in my pocket. The problem is is they decided to give me more customers that I could only deliver on Monday and Thursdays. Now Monday's not a problem. Monday I have no problem. Monday's like it's like a pretty decent day for me on Mondays. I can get home roughly about like 1 o'clock. So I'm still not working a full 10 on a Monday. But my Thursdays are packed. Like my Thursday is already packed. Like I've repeatedly told them, hey, don't add stuff to my Thursday. Don't give me accounts that only are on Thursdays because my Thursday is packed. I can't take any more Thursday shit because it's just too much. It's too much. And what did they do? They added shit onto my Thursday. They added more shit onto my Thursday. Fucking ridiculous, right? Fucking ridiculous. So when I got back from my vacation, I told my boss, I'm like, hey, do you want me to fill out individual forms for all of my stops? Or do you want to just give me a list? And this was in the morning. I asked him about this in the morning. And he's like, we need you to fill out the sheet. I'm like, okay, I'll fill out the sheets if that's what you want. If that's what you want, that's what I'll do. So I finished up the workday and I got back to work. And I started counting out the sheets because here's the thing. Is because of these new stops, I have to change the entire work week. I can't just be like moving a few stops here and there. No, I have to change the entire work week. The only day that didn't get changed on my work week is my Tuesday. My Tuesday is still the same. I added 2 stops to my Tuesday. But the rest of my week, I had to completely reorganize to optimize it with these new stops they gave me, right? So when I got back to work on Tuesday, I was counting out the sheets. There wasn't even enough sheets on there because I needed to basically I had to write an individual sheet for every stop. So then I'm like, all right, I'm going to ask this again. Are you sure you want me to fill out a sheet for every stop that needs to be changed? Or do you want to print me out a list and I'll change it through the list and give that back to you? And they looked at me, it's like, well, how many stops do you need to change? Bro, because you're giving me these stops, which I'll do, I'm fine because I can do it. But if you're going to give me these stops, I'm going to need to change the entire week. Like, this isn't just like a move a few stops here and there. This is changing the entire week. And I can tell you this. I'm not kidding. So basically the way that I had optimized my route, I had to move half of my Monday to Thursday. I had to move half of my Thursday to Wednesday. And then I had to move all of my Wednesday to Monday. Because that was just how to optimize it with these new stops, right? So I got that out of the way. Filled it out Tuesday, returned it on Wednesday. Wednesday was another super easy day for me. But the problem that we're running into now at work is apparently we are very short on green napkins. Can you guess why we're short on green napkins? St. Patty's Day. St. Patty's Day, y'all. So the thing is I have 2 customers that always get green napkins. Not just because it's a holiday. They've always get green napkins. So I was short those customers. That was fun to deal with. But I mean, Wednesday's like my easiest day. Wednesday wasn't too bad. Wednesday I was able to got through it quickly, was done quickly. Then Thursday came along. I worked 14 hours. I worked 14 hours on Thursday. Because of these new goddamn stops. So Thursday was a pain in the fucking ass for me, y'all. Pain in the ass for me, y'all. So basically, the reason why Thursday took me so long with these new stops, it wasn't so much that these stops were hard. It wasn't so much that these stops had a lot. No. Oh, hi, Soups. How are you doing, Soups? Are you doing well, Soups? How are you doing, Soups? Here, hold on. Let me come up to you really quick. Hi, Soups. How are you doing? How are you doing, Soups? Are you doing well? Are you doing well? Are you doing good? How are you doing, Soups? How are you doing? I'm not ignoring you now, Soups. I'm not ignoring you now, Soups. How you doing, Soups? How you doing, Soups? How you doing? How you doing, Soups? How you doing? See, you told me I was ignoring you before, but now I'm not ignoring you. How are you doing, Soups? How you doing? How you doing? Oh, you ignoring me now? That's a little extra, but okay. No. You told me, Soups. You told me, Soups, that I was ignoring you on Friday when you hopped into my stream right before an ad break. You told me that I was ignoring you before I got to do an ad break. But here I am, acknowledging you. I'm acknowledging you now, Soups. Is that what you wanted? Is that what you wanted? Is that what you wanted, Soups? Is that what you wanted, Soups? You wanted my attention. You got my attention, Soups. You got my attention, Soups. You got it. It's here. You got my assumption. Yes, you got my attention. Now enjoy it. I'm watching you, Soups. I'm watching you. Watching. Always watching. No, that wasn't extra. That's what you wanted, Soups. That's what you wanted. You're like, oh no, Captain ignores me on Friday because I get hopped in during an ad break. You're gonna go bye-bye, you're gonna try to finish mid. Oh, okay, so now that I give you attention, Soups, you're like, I'm gonna go now, bye. It's like, oh, I see. So either I don't give you enough attention, Soups, or I give you too much attention. There's never a win-win with you, Soups. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, hi, Pander. How you doing, Pander? Anyways, as I was discussing, Thursday, I worked 14-hour shift. It wasn't that the stops were hard or anything. Like, the stops are decent, right? The reason why it took me so long is because, so, two of my stops are technically one stop, but the reason why they're two separate stops is because they're two separate floors. There's a third floor and an eighth floor. So they're technically two separate customers, but it's technically one stop, because overall they're the same building. Yeah, so this customer, I don't know what the fuck the previous drivers were doing, but holy fucking shit, they were way overstocked. Like, it was a disorganized mess. They were so overstocked. There was just so much shit in there. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Why is this so disorganized? I can't even get a proper count of what's even here. So I spent an hour on each floor organizing their shelves, basically. I organized their shelves and found out that they are way overstocked. Like, they had, like, when I say they're overstocked, I'm not talking about like they were twice over their inventory. I'm not talking about that they were triple over their inventory. No, they were like fucking 4 times over their inventory. They were 4 times over their inventory. It was fucking insane. And I texted my boss. I'm like, hey, I don't know what the fuck happened here, but these guys are way overstocked. And also, why is this a twice a week account? Because the other thing is too, they didn't have that much soil. And this is supposed to be a twice a week stop. So I'm like, why the fuck is this a twice a week stop? They barely have any soil. They are way overstocked. This should be a once a week stop because they don't go through a lot of product. This could easily be a once a week stop. So that right there was a lot. And then basically the rest of the day was fine. But if it wasn't for those 2 stops, I would have worked 12 hours that day. And I'm going to ask for a helper this week. I'm going to be like, hey, I need a helper for Thursday because I worked 14 hours last week. And that was just to fix things up. I know this week I'm going to be working 12 hours. And I need a helper this week because it's way too much shit. But after this coming week, once this week is done, all of my stuff should be optimized now. Because this week I basically have to tell my customers, like, hey, this is your day is going to be moved from this day to this day. So this week will be another hard week once it hits Thursday. I'm going to see if I can get a helper for Thursday, though. We'll see what happens. Probably not. They're probably going to be like, we we can't do that because I always get fucked. Anytime that I need a helper or ask for a helper, I'm always told no. But anyone else that asks for a helper, oh yeah, sure, we'll help you out right away. Yeah. But yeah, I'm the guy that will do everything they ask. Like, if they ask me to do a favor for them, I'll do it. So then, actually, funny thing is, before I went on vacation, right? Before I went on vacation, they were trying to get me to do another stop before my trip. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. Because basically what happened was my customer was closed on Tuesday because they had construction going on. So they were closed on Tuesday. So they were asking to have their delivery done on Wednesday. So they came up to me and was like, hey, can you make this delivery? And I just straight up looked at him like, sure, if you give me a helper. And like, what do you mean? I'm like, I'll do it if you give me a helper. If you're not going to give me a helper, I'm not going to do it. Well, why do you need a helper? It's like your shortest day. I'm like, doesn't matter if it's my shortest day or not. It's not my fault that they are closed on Tuesday. Their delivery day is on Tuesday. Typically, yes. I will do my best to always help out the customer. But in this situation, it was the day before I left for my trip. So I'm like, no, I'm going to get my day done. I'm not going to add stops to my day. I'm going to get this day done so I can make sure all of my shit is packed at home. So if you want me to do it, I'll do it, but you need to give me a helper. And they're like, they are like, no, we can't do that. I'm like, then I'm not doing it. You guys take care of it because that's not my fault. And this happened on the dock, so I had the backup of the union drivers as well. They're like, yeah, no, that's not his day. He doesn't need to do that because we set that on ourselves where it's like, if they have another stop for us to do and it is on our off day, then we don't have to do it. That's their responsibility, not ours. Now, typically, like I said, I always try to do my best to work out for the customers because if it's something that I can do, I'll do it because I prefer to help out the customers, not the company. That's just how I am. Thank you for the hydrate, Pander. I need to roll the dice. So, yeah. Basically, they were upset about that. So, they were upset about that. Oh, yes, the birds. That's because we're on the beach. See? We're on the beach. You see all those lovely birds flying in the background? It's a good time. Good time. Also, Pander, it is not 69. It is lower than 69. I see, Pander, yeah. Oh, look, you won. You won some doubloons. You doubled your doubloons. Yes, they're called seagulls. They are called seagulls. Rockin', and rollin'. Down by the beach I'm strolling. With the seagulls poke my head. Not fun. I said seagulls. Stop it now. They're the ones in Finding Nemo that go, mine. That's true. They are. They are the ones that go, mine. Hey, Nat, how are you doing? How's it going? Thank you for giving a shout out to Nat. Oh. Let's see. So, yeah, my work week. My work week has certainly been something. That's for sure. It certainly has been something. This work week shouldn't be too bad, hopefully. Thursday's probably going to be a pain in the ass, but at least now Thursday's organized, so it shouldn't theoretically be more than 14 hours. Should only be 12 hours. Shouldn't even be 12 hours, but it's going to be 12 hours. I know it's going to be just because of the traffic, but yeah. So that was my work week this week. So now that we got the work week out of the way, let's let it. That it is a long shift. It sucks. I hate it. I fucking hate it. So that's why I'm gonna be asking them to give me a helper on Thursdays because like it's just way too much to do on Thursday. And I told them that before they even gave it to me. I'm like, bros, you don't add stuff to my Thursday. What do? They add stuff to my Thursday, like little bitches. All right. Well, enough about the work week. Let's talk about my vacation, y'all. Let's talk about my trip to the Dominican Republic. All right, so so like I was saying on Friday, last week, Captain the Seagull. Oh, hi, Toby for porn. Thank you for the redeem for. Thank you, Toby, for porn. How are you doing, Toby, for porn? I hope you're doing well for porn. Let me get the timer set for porn. Let's see here. There we go, for porn. There we go. All right. Now we got the timer set for porn. So yeah, let's talk about my trip to the Dominican Republic for porn. God damn it. Toby, why you gotta do this to me for porn? You just got home from work for porn? Oh, that's funny. We were just finished talking about my work week for porn. We just finished talking about my work week for porn before, beginning the new work week for porn. Now we're going to talk about my trip to the Dominican Republic for porn. So yes, last week and on Friday, like I said, the reason why I didn't stream last week, and basically was on vacation mode for porn, is because I won a trip from work for porn. All expense paid to the Dominican Republic for porn. We went to Punta Cana for porn. We went to a nice, I believe the resort itself for porn was called Casa de Campo for porn. It was a really lovely resort for porn. Really lovely resort. The resort itself, goddamn, the resort itself was fucking huge for porn. Like, huge for porn. I mean, before we were even going on this trip for porn, my partner and I were discussing, like, maybe going to a rum distillery for porn to, check out, like, a rum distillery for porn, doing a rum tour and doing, like, a rum tasting for porn. We didn't have a chance to do that for porn. We didn't get a chance to do that for porn, mainly because the resort was so huge for porn, and not only that, but also I got overwhelmed for porn. I got really overwhelmed for porn at the resort because even though everyone on the resort was able to speak English for porn, obviously, being in a different country, English is not their first language. But they all spoke English really well for porn. But their first language is Spanish for porn. So I'm like, I was already getting overwhelmed because the reason why I was getting overwhelmed for porn is because at the resort, they give you this little guest card for porn. Because basically what they'll do is they'll have, if you go to any of the restaurants or the bars here on this resort for porn, they'll charge it to your room. And since everything is paid for by my company for porn, basically it was getting charged on the company's card, with the exception of certain things. There were certain things that I had to pay for, like the additional tips, or if I were to buy like a bottle of alcohol or wine, I'd have to pay for the whole bottle, or room service. But overall, it was good. But on this guest card for porn, it has the guest's name, which obviously mine being Anthony Lopez for porn. Oh no, I revealed my name on stream. Yo, I've already said that so many times. Like I have a John Smith of Mexican names. Anyways, so on this guest card, it has my last name of Lopez for porn. Every server that took this card from me for porn saw the card, saw the last name Lopez, and immediately just started talking to me in Spanish for porn. And I'm just sitting there, no hablo español. No hablo español. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, no, I don't speak Spanish. I'm sorry for porn. And they're like, Lopez, right? I'm like, yeah, that's my last name for porn. It's Lopez. You don't speak Spanish? No, that's my partner. My partner's the one that speaks Spanish, as my partner is fucking white. My partner, who is white and has the last name Yeager, speaks Spanish more than me. loved her, by the way. Oh my god, the servers fucking loved her so much. Oh, but for me, like, I was just getting overwhelmed by that already, because like I'm already an introvert, and I'm in a country that I've never been to, because does that count as stereotyping? Oh, 100% is stereotyping. 100% is stereotyping. It's not the first time this has happened to me for porn either. That has been a daily occurrence for me for porn. They see the last name Lopez and they immediately think I know how to speak Spanish for porn, and I don't. Dude, when I was in high school, I dealt with that in high school in all of my Spanish classes for porn. Like, no joke. My first year, I'm getting off topic now, but I'm gonna bring this up again because it's brought up. So in high school, I had to take Spanish class. My high school didn't even offer any other languages to learn for porn. They only taught you Spanish for porn. So you had to take Spanish for porn. So my first year in high school, my freshman year of high school, I get to the Spanish class, and I'm not the only Mexican in there. There's a couple of other Mexicans in there, right? There's a couple other Mexicans in there. The teacher comes in, sees this, it starts immediately talking Spanish. She's already stereotyped to the Mexicans, right? Because she's going, it wasn't because of what we look like. She was going off of the last names. She was going off the last names. So there was like Omar Garcias or stuff along those lines. So she would do the attendance, and as soon as she came across a Spanish name, she immediately just started talking to them in Spanish. And the thing is they responded back in Spanish. They were trying to get like an easy A, right? They were trying to get an easy A. They just started talking back in Spanish. And it's just like, oh, you guys don't need to be in here. You guys need to be pumped up. You guys need to go in the higher Spanish classes. So she's going down the attendance list, and then she gets to me down to Lopez, right? She gets down to Lopez. She's like, Anthony Lopez. Starts immediately talking to me in Spanish, and I just give her the blank stare, like, okay? I think that's what I said too. I'm like, okay? Because of the Family Guy thing, right? When they hopped on the back of the truck with all the Spanish people, and Brian started talking in Spanish, and it's like, oh, you did really good, except you said this and this. It's like, oh, you speak English. Oh no, only that part, and then the part after that. Wait, really? Okay. So yeah, my first year of Spanish class, dude, my teacher was constantly, like, the first couple of months. It wasn't the whole year, but the first couple of months, she was like trying to catch me. She was trying to catch me to speaking Spanish. Because it would just be like a random day. She just started talking to me in Spanish, and I just look at her, I'm like, I still don't know what you're saying. I'm not kidding. I legit don't know how to speak Spanish. My dad never taught me how to speak Spanish. My mom is white. And the hilarious part, to even make it even more funnier, later down the line, as an adult, I think it was Nat. Meeting with my dad. She was talking with my dad, or I don't remember if it was Nat or if it was somebody else, but the topic of Spanish came up, and my dad, they asked my dad, it's like, oh, you speak Spanish? And my dad, of course, is like, yeah, I speak Spanish. It's a little rusty, but I do speak Spanish. It's like, oh, why is it rusty? It's like, oh, well, when I moved up here to Washington State, I didn't really have anyone to talk Spanish to. Slowly turn towards my dad. You could have talked to me in Spanish! You could have taught me Spanish, father! I could be speaking Spanish now if you would have taught me! What do you mean you didn't have anyone to talk to in Spanish? You have a son that you could have talked to in Spanish! You could have taught me Spanish! And till this day, at the year of 34 years old, I still don't know how to speak Spanish. Also, ahoy, Kraken, how are you doing? Let's see. Toby says, my high school has also only taught Spanish. They also said you had to take the class to graduate. I proved that wrong as I never took the class. So, see, with my high school, Toby, we had to take the class. We didn't get a choice in that. So, my high school was, it was a charter school. So, we had 6 core classes and 1 elective. But we didn't get to choose our classes. Everyone had to take those 6 core classes, and you got to choose your elective at least. That was the one thing that you got to choose was your elective. But our electives weren't even like your typical electives. Our electives were like robotics, mock trial, Shakespearean club. Basically all those like after school activity clubs, those were our electives. My school was weird like that. But yeah. So anyways, back to the Dominican Republic. Back to talking about the Dominican Republic. So my partner and I, we didn't have a chance to check out the rum distillery because there was a few of them, but we would have had to go off of the resort to go check out these rum distilleries. But for me, being in a different country, not knowing where I was at, and not being able to speak the language, it was very overwhelming for me. And I was like, I think I would just prefer to stay on the resort at that point because our first night there, we basically slept because when we left here at home. We left here at home at like 11:05 p.m. and we didn't get to Punta Cana till like 12 p.m. their time. So it was like a very long trip. It was a very long trip. So we were tired. We were exhausted. So basically our first day there, we slept. Like when we first got there, we checked into the hotel. Our rooms weren't ready, so we went and got food. And then once our rooms were ready, we passed the fuck out. We passed the fuck out. I woke up a little bit later. I'm like, hey, do you want to go get dinner or something? And my partner was feeling sick because we learned that my partner does have some kind of allergy to shellfish because she wanted to get the shrimp ceviche. And of course I shared it with it, which by the way, fucking delicious. Oh my god, the shrimp down there was, oh my god, that was probably the best shrimp I've ever had. It was so goddamn good. I was very impressed by the shrimp. But anyways, we found out my partner can't eat shrimp. So our first night there involved her, not doing so well. Our first night there was her not doing so well. She basically slept most of the day, and then she was not feeling good after her sleep. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go grab something to eat, right? So that's what I tried doing. So I went to the bar that we went to. Bar was completely packed. I was feeling overwhelmed. I didn't know what to do. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna go drive around because they're like, oh, the other restaurants are like down the street or something like that. Because we got a golf cart. They gave everybody a golf cart to use. So it's like 9 p.m. It's dark out, and I'm just in this little go-kart going. The cart that only goes like 20 miles per hour, I think, maybe 20. I don't even know if it went 25. It was a fucking slow golf cart. It was a very slow golf cart on this fucking Dutch road. I'm just sitting like, pulp. So, yeah, first night there, I drove down to the docks, walked around the docks a little bit, and then got lost on the way back. I got really lost on the way back. So like that first night, I'm like, I'm way overwhelmed. I should not be out here by myself. And I'm not going to go anywhere by myself now. Fuck that. Because I was way overwhelmed and I'm stressed. I'm like, I can't do it. I'm so scared. My introvertness is crippling me. So the first night there, it was a little rough. It wasn't terrible, but it was a little rough. It was a little bit anxious of me, that's for sure. Funny story as well. So before we got onto the plane, the GM of the warehouse that I work at, the plant that I work at, the GM apparently was going there as well. So the GM texts me before I get on the plane. It's like, hey, actually, I think I still have the text here. Let me read. Let me find the text really quick. Where is it? Should be. Okay, there it is. So hey Anthony, it's BS. I'm just using his initials. Yes, his initials are BS. Hope you get to the DR safely. Would love to see you there and meet your guests. We are going to have a group picture with all the Region 1 winners. Would love if you can join. We also have a gift for you. I'm like, I ignored it because I'm like, okay, whatever. My phone's going to be on airplane mode. We landed, ran into the GM, and it's like, oh yeah, we're going to take a picture down there or something like that. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, whatever. Cool. Walked away, go get food. And then later that day, I got another text saying, hey, my man, the group picture will be tomorrow at 11 in front of La Cana restaurant. Promise you won't have to see me any other time than that during this trip. But I would really like to see you there so we can celebrate you and your success and take a picture with our whole Region 1 team. Please let me know if you can make it. Yeah, boss, I'll be there. You got it. I'll be there, boss. We woke up at 10 o'clock a.m. We woke up at 10 a.m. Me and my partner woke up at 10 a.m. the next day. I'm like, oh. Well, let's go get breakfast, I guess, and then maybe make this picture. We go to the buffet to get breakfast. We did not make the picture. And the funny thing is apparently when we went to the buffet, we sat next to the GM. I didn't even recognize I sat next to the GM. My partner recognized. That's how observant my partner is. My partner notices that shit more than me. But apparently we were sitting next to the GM at the buffet. I didn't fucking notice. My partner's like, oh, hey, because my partner was there when we met with the GM. She got completely ignored, by the way. She got completely ignored when she said, oh, hey, how's it going? She like waved to them and said, hey. They didn't respond to her at all. It didn't even click in my brain that she did that either. I just sat in the chair. I didn't even click in my brain that she said hi or anything. But yeah, no, she told me. It's like, oh, I'm like, oh, well, I'm definitely not making that picture. It's like, well, yeah, your GM was sitting right next to us. I'm like, what? It's like, yeah, did you not notice him? He was sitting right next to us. I'm like, no. It's like, yeah, no, I said hi and they completely ignored me. I'm like, oh, well, fuck that. I'm glad we're not taking the picture then. I'm going to be like a dick like that and ignore you? Granted, this GM just started, like, this is a brand new GM. This is a very brand new GM that started at our job. So I am still not fully, like, his face hasn't clicked in my brain yet. And if I'm being 100% honest, he doesn't really have a recognizable face. He has a very common face. I would not be able to recognize him every time, because he has a very common looking face, unfortunately. So I didn't recognize him right away. Also, hi Violet, how are you doing? Ahoy, how you doing? We're just talking about my trip to the Dominican Republic. So yeah, I missed the pictures that the GM wanted to take. Oh, that was pretty funny. I will say though, probably the one thing that I don't know if it was just because it was us or what, but the service there was really slow. Like, it was very slow for service there. Like, there was plenty of times where, like, we were done eating, but we waited, like, an hour to get a check for some of these places. I'm like, wow. And granted, I know that all these places were really packed. I get it. A lot of these places were packed. But there were some people that came in after us, and they left before us. So it's like, what? Shouldn't we have left before them? So I don't know if they just thought that we were kind and we were going to order stuff, because we did order a lot of stuff. This was the first and only time where I've gone to a restaurant. I'm like, I want an appetizer, I want a main course, and I want a dessert. I made sure to get all three every restaurant they went to. I'm like, nope, I need an appetizer, I need a main course and a dessert because I don't have to pay for it. I'm getting everything I can. I'm taking advantage of this shit. Give me everything. Oh, I got myself like a filet mignon. I got fucking lobster. I didn't get a lobster, but I'd get some very expensive seafood. Dude, I made sure to get some of the more expensive items on the menu. It's like, I want this. Yeah, give me all that. Give me all of that. Oh man, that was probably the most I've ever eaten too. Like every night I was completely full. I'm like, oh, I'm so full. And then I came back. I'm like, oh, I missed that food. Because now I'm back into my survival mode of starving myself and trying to eat what I really need to eat. I did have a good trip, Violet. I did have a good trip. We're just kind of discussing it a little bit about how the trip went and stuff like that. Okay, so that was 2 pictures I missed with the GM, right? So there is supposed to be a third picture, and this one wasn't a request from the GM. This was supposed to be a company picture with all the winners, right? A group photo. So that was supposed to be at the gala dinner, which was Friday night. So my partner and I went to this gala dinner, and it was outside. I took some pictures. I posted it on my Discord of the like location. Very, very beautiful site. Very beautiful site. But there was just a lot of people there. I got pooped on by a bird. That's the first time I've ever been pooped on by a bird. I was literally just sitting on a bench with my partner and we were talking, and all of a sudden I felt something. I'm like, Fing! I'm like, what the fuck? And I looked down, and there's just this tiny little bird shit on my pants. I'm like, I literally just like, I just got shit on by a bird. I got shit on by a bird. That was the first time I got shat on by a bird. I was just in shock that it happened. But we were both kind of getting a little overwhelmed a little bit more because there was just a lot of people. And I'm like, hey, why don't we just go walk down the road a little bit? Because it was outside, so we walked down the road a little bit, kind of observe the villa a bit, because it was inside like a villa or out. It was like this little villa kind of situation. Walked out a little bit, caught some air. And then when we started walking back to the little area they had set up for dining, we started walking back, and I just see a group of people lined up on the stairs and then just them all dispersing. And I'm like, oh shit, I think I just missed the group picture. And my partner just starts laughing. I'm like, well, there is no proof that I was on this trip whatsoever. They did not get a single picture of me at all. Yeah, so I didn't get a single picture with any of the company at all. They got me on video though. They do have me on video because when I went to accept the award, they did a whole live stream. I posted it in the Discord of the live stream. The funny thing with the live stream was, so if you've seen the video, you saw that I was like, yeah, let's fucking go, come on, cheer, yeah, trying to get the crowd pumped a little bit. So that was not my plan. I wasn't planning on doing that. When they called all of the drivers to kind of line up and get set up, I think it was like the first 3 people that went up. They just went up, did the handshake, and go. What do you call it? I guess the host. The host came up and it's like, hey, you guys really got to get the crowd pumping. Do what you got to do. Get them pumped. And I'm like, oh, you want me to get the crowd pumped? All right, challenge accepted. Dude, you're talking to a fucking actor. I know what I'm doing. You're talking to an actor. You're talking to a guy that had watched pro wrestling when he was like fucking a baby. I know how to get the crowd pumped. I may be an introvert. I may be introverted, but boy, you put me on stage, it's a flip of the switch for me. You flip the switch on me, and I'm no longer the same person. Get me off stage, it goes that switch gets flipped back down and I become my normal self. But as soon as I get on stage, it's a flip of the switch and I'm a brand new person, I tell you what. But yeah. So as I was saying, you know how I was saying, like, my name is a very common name, Anthony Lopez. It's the John Smith of Mexican names, basically. I had that confirmed So I want to say on the third night, we were getting food at the bar. Same thing happened again. Bartender took my guest card, saw my last name Lopez, started talking. But he was actually kind enough. He's like, Anthony Lopez? I'm like, yep, that's me. And he started talking to me in Spanish. I'm like, I don't speak Spanish. I'm sorry, that's my partner. And it's like, Anthony Lopez is a very common name down here. I'm like, is it? It's like, oh yeah, there's a lot. It's a very super common name down here. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by that. I'm not surprised by that, actually, not one bit, because I don't remember what I did, but there was one time where I was like curious to do a Google search of my name, and I got like a shit ton of results for just Anthony Lopez, a shit ton of results. But that was probably one of the funniest things that I had with some of these servers. Is some of these servers were like trying to educate me for stuff that I already knew. So like the Anthony Lopez being a very common name, that was something that I figured. You want to know the other thing they tried educating me on? I think you'll find this. I think you are all going to find this hilarious. So there is a bartender that tried to educate me on my drink. And I thought this was awesome, and this guy became my favorite bartender of all time. So, as you all know, I like to order myself a Cuba Libre. Now, if you don't know what a Cuba Libre is a very simple drink. It's just a rum and coke with a lime. Very simple drink. Very basic beginner drink for a lot of bartenders. Here's a problem that I've ran into here in the States. I think I've discussed this before, but whenever I order a Cuba Libre at a bar, 80% of the time the bartender or waiter will ask, "What is that?" Like 80% of the time, the bartender or waiter will always ask, "What is a Cuba Libre?" And I always have to tell them, it's a rum and a coke with a lime. Simple. So when we got there, at the gala, we were ordering drinks. I'm like, man, I really want a Cuba Libre, but I don't know if they know what a Cuba Libre is here. And like I said, I'm already kind of like on edge because like I'm already feeling bad for not speaking Spanish, not speaking their native language. Granted, they're able to speak English, which is great, but I still there's still part of me that just feels bad not being able to speak the native language. So Nat is with me. It's like, well, do you just want to order the Cuba Libre and then have to go through the explanation of what a Cuba Libre is, or do you just want to get a rum and coke with a lime? I'm like, I guess I'll just do the rum and a coke with a lime. I'm like, I guess I'll just do a rum and coke. I won't even ask for the lime. I'll just do a rum and coke. So I go up to the bartender, right? And I'm like, hey, can I get a rum and coke? It's like, you want a rum and coke? I'm like, yes, I would like a rum and coke. Do you want a lime with it? I'm like, yeah, I would love a lime with it. The bartender gets the biggest smile on his face. And I'm not even kidding. He gets a really big smile and he just looks at me and he goes, "Did you know that's called a Cuba Libre?" My reaction was like, I do know that's a Cuba Libre! Oh my god, I do know that's a Cuba Libre! Oh my, you'd have no idea how much every time I'm in the States, I always ask for your Cuba Libre and nobody knows what it is. And this bartender's just smiling and laughing because this bartender absolutely just made my day because he tried educating me on the drink that I already know what it is, and it was the best experience I had with a bartender. It was the best experience I had with a bartender, and not only that,
Man, he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Not only that. So he made the drink, but not only did he get the lime, he actually squeezed the lime into the drink. And I'm like, you are my new best friend. You are my new best friend. You actually squeezed the lime instead of just garnishing in the Coke. You actually squeezed the lime and put it in the drink for me. Oh my God, you were the best. Oh, that had to be my absolute favorite experience I had on this trip to the Dominican Republic, was just this bartender. And I really wish I would have got his name. But this bartender made that whole trip for me. Was just the fact that he's like, did you know that's called a Cuba Libre? I'm like, yes, I do know that's called a Cuba Libre. Thank you so much for acknowledging me. Oh, it was so good. It was so good. And oh my God, dude, the rum down there, oh, fantastic. The rum was fantastic down there. Absolutely fantastic. I was really happy with those drinks. No, I didn't ask him for a hug afterwards. I didn't want to be that guy. But yeah, no, that was my experience with the bartender. And and my partner actually had a similar situation with her too. So after the gala, we went back to the villa. Because there was like because when we were exploring the villa during the gala, there was like little knick-knack shops. There was little knick-knack shops at this villa, and there was a couple of restaurants there that was on our inclusive package that we wanted to try out. So the next day, we decided to go back there, got ourselves some tacos. First time I ever had duck, by the way. I had a duck taco. First time I ever had duck. It was interesting. It was different. It like, you can tell that it wasn't chicken. Like, it looked like it was chicken, but you can tell that by the taste, like, it wasn't chicken. There was a slight difference to it. So that was the first time I ever got to have duck. And it was pretty good. My whole thing down there is that I was a foodie. Like, I wanted to try like anything brand new that I wouldn't be able to get here in the States, and I also wanted to try the national dishes. Duck is so fatty. Yes, it is. That was the first time I ever had duck. So I was like, this is like, it's different. It's so fatty that it almost felt like I was eating fried chicken, but it wasn't fried chicken. That's what it felt like. That's what it reminded me of. It reminded me of fried chicken. Because you know how like fried chicken can get like super oily? Like fried chicken can get super oily. That's how it felt like with the duck. Like the duck just felt like super like oily. But it was good. I liked it. Your mom really likes it, but I don't. Okay, that's fair. I think the other thing too is not only was it oily, but I think it did have a slight like grainy texture to it, I think. I'm trying to remember if that's what it was. But it was good. I liked it. The tacos there were really good. I'm trying to remember the other tacos I got, but the duck taco is the one that stands out to me. The duck taco is the one that sticks out of my brain of what I remember. We get the ads that are playing right now. But that's okay. We're gonna still talk. We're still gonna talk because there's so much still to talk about. You know, there's still so much to talk about. Talking about, let's continue on with the food. The buffet actually had the mussels different from chicken. Yes, it is. That's why I'm saying, like, it was like, it looked like chicken, but it definitely did not taste like chicken. There was definitely enough to it that made it seem different. But so some of the things that I was trying to keep out for was like the fried salami, the mashed plantains, and I was trying to really look for the like the national stuff, like their national dish. And luckily the buffet had it. So at the buffet, they had a little section that was a Dominican Republic section, and in that section was mashed plantain, fried salami, fried cheese, like fried cheese blocks, and then steamed cod. I never thought of having that, like any of that combination for breakfast, but that was like one of their national dishes. I'm like, you know what? Give me one of everything on that, and I want to try it. It was really good. It was really, really good. Even for like buffet. That's the other big difference too with the buffets there. So like here in the States, when you go to a buffet, buffets are typically self-serve. You come here into the buffet in the States, it's self-serve. You go up to things, serve yourself. That was not the case down there. Their buffet is not a self-serve buffet. Like you had to like go up and ask for them to get. You actually had to ask them to basically serve you with what you wanted. They'll have the like the pixie glass. It was like being at Subway. It's like I want this, this, and this. So they like their buffet wasn't self-serve. You actually had to like ask for them to give you the stuff, which I thought that was really different. But I also thought that was really cool and neat because one, that prevents cross-contamination. That's like, oh my god, that's actually super smart because you're avoiding complete cross-contamination because you're only having one person doing the serving. Yeah, and no splutter on the food too. Exactly. Like it was like, wow, that's actually really smart because typically if I go to a buffet, it's self-serve, whereas this one was like, no, you gotta give them the plate and they serve it for you. I'm like, oh, that's actually really smart. That's really, really smart. Oh yeah. Buffet was really, really good. Oh, right. So what I was talking about was so my partner actually had a similar situation with the bartender, but this one was with a sales lady. So when we went back to the little villa to check out the knickknack shops, one of the knickknack shops that we were checking out, it was a museum. It was a museum of like amber and like their national crystal / rocks and things of that nature. And they were selling like rings and stuff like that. So of course my partner's like going over there checking out the rings and stuff like that and talking to the lady in Spanish and all that. And I'm just like just checking out all the exhibits. And the lady basically pulled out like a whole box of rings for my partner to check out and like try on. So she's trying on the rings and my partner says, honey, look. And then as soon as she says that, the sales are like, yes, honey, come look. I'm like, oh my god, she thinks I'm gonna buy this ring. I'm not gonna buy this. Like, I mean, I'll buy it if I need to, but she thinks I'm buying this ring. It was funny though. So, like, my partner basically buttered up this salesperson a lot that she got like $5 off the ring because we were looking at the prices and the prices on there were the Dominican Republic prices, but I didn't know that because like a lot of these places had the prices of like American and Dominican Republic. So I thought, oh shit, this is a very expensive ring because it was like marked for like $4,000 or something like that. But that was Dominican Republic currencies. So it was only like $75. But my partner basically buttered up this sales lady that she took $5 off of it, and so it only ended up being like $70 instead. But it was just such an adorable thing where it's just like, oh honey, look, and the salesperson's like, yeah honey, come look. I'm like, oh okay, all right, I guess I'll come take a look at this ring. But yeah, that was a good time. It was a good time. Overall, it was a really good time. We slept a lot. We definitely slept a lot. Every day we didn't get up to like 10 or 11 a.m. We did not get up to like 10 or 11 a.m. every day. We slept in. We went to bed at like 7 or 9 and we slept for like 12 hours every night there. We legit slept for like 12 hours every night. It was a good time. It was nice. We definitely needed it. We could tell we needed it. The only day that we woke up early was our absolute last day there where we had to check out. That was the only day we woke up early. But we slept for like 12 hours every night. It was nice. It was something that we weren't able to do because I mean here at home we have Leo. Leo usually wakes us up early in the morning. Like usually we're up at like 7 in the morning here because of Leo. But yeah, we slept for like 12 hours every night. It was nice. The other thing that was interesting and different there, that was a slight annoyance though. So for breakfast and lunch, it was very easy to get into places for breakfast and lunch, right? But for dinner you had to have a reservation for any of the restaurants at the resort. Any of the restaurants on the resort, you had to have a reservation to get dinner for. So I thought that was a little bit of an annoyance because, like, the first night I was there, I went to the bar, but then it's like I didn't know what to do because I was feeling overwhelmed. Is that normal? Is that normal? For me, that's not normal because I've never been to a resort. So I'm like, oh, I got to reserve for dinner, like everything. Oh, wow. Okay, well, that's nice. That's something that was new for me because I've never been to a resort before. So, like, finding out that we had to, like, make reservations for, like, all of these dinner places, like, I don't want to at fancy places, definitely. Yeah, I guess. But, like, I was thinking, like, since it's a resort, maybe it'd be, like, a little bit different. But no, yeah. A lot of these places were fancy. Like, all of these restaurants were pretty damn fancy. I know, and I don't like... that's the thing for me is, like, for me, here's the thing for reservations. Like, I understand making reservations and stuff like that. I get that. But for me, I was on vacation. I didn't want to make, like, I don't want to make a reservation and then have to pay close attention to the time because I just want to enjoy and that was the thing for me is I didn't pay attention to the time down there at all. Like for me, I did not pay attention a single time to the time down there. I was just enjoying myself. I was like, I don't need the time. I'm just enjoying myself. My phone was on airplane mode the entire time as well. Like, the only time I was on my phone was when we got back to our room because my phone was on airplane mode the entire time because I was not about to pay the fucking international rates for my phone company. Hell no. I was not about to pay those international rates for the phone company. They were going to, like, charge me, like, $2.10 per megabyte or something like that. It's like, nope, airplane mode, you're staying in airplane mode. I am not taking you out of airplane mode. Yeah, so no, I did not pay attention to the time whatsoever. And I think that was why I was kind of thrown off by the reservation stuff because, like, with the reservation stuff, when you make reservations for things, then you have to, like, really pay attention to the time and make sure you don't, like, give yourself enough time to get there and stuff of that nature. And, like, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to pay attention to the time. So that did bug me a little bit. So let's say the first night, like I said, we slept in. I tried getting dinner, but then I got overwhelmed for things. Night 2, let's see, we got there Thursday. Night 2 was the gala. So we got, because they recommend getting, so on the little pamphlet they gave us, they told us it's recommended that you eat before coming to the gala because all the gala was going to have was hearty appetizers, right? Hearty appetizers. So, like, for me, appetizers is like finger food, right? When I think of gala cocktail things, I think of appetizers as like finger food, like the shrimp skewers or like little toasted baguettes, chip thingies, like with cheese on it. So we made sure to eat before the gala, right? We get to the gala. The fucking gala had pasta, risotto, sushi, and I'm sitting there like, what the fuck? This is not appetizers. This is a goddamn meal. You got fettuccine over here. You got spaghetti over here. You got a fucking risotto right here. You have sushi over there. You have skewers over there. And then you have the waiters walking around with the actual finger food appetizers. I'm like, what the fuck? These are not appetizers. These are actual meals. Rich people appetizers. Even if you're rich, pasta is not an appetizer. Pasta and risotto are not appetizers. In my brain, that is a meal. Pasta, fettuccine, that is not an appetizer to me. That is a meal right there. Risotto is not an appetizer. That's a meal. It is actually, but no, it's that pasta. No. Oh, God. And see, this is what happens when you grow up poor, apparently. Let me introduce you to Italian meal sequences. Oh, God. Oh, man. Pasta risotto is a fancy appetizer. Yeah, and apparently my partner knew this too, because my partner's like, no, it said that we're going to have hearty appetizers. This is why I was surprised you wanted to eat before. And I'm like, this is not appetizers to me, though. This is a meal right here. This is not an appetizer at all. Like, oh, it's like, oh, we're gonna have hearty appetizers. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna have like some shrimp cocktails and a lot of good stuff. And they did have some really good finger foods, by the way. The finger foods they were really good. But then I saw pasta, fettuccine pasta, spaghetti, risotto, fucking sushi, and the skewers. I was like, what the fuck? These are not appetizers. Right. It's like, what? No. Especially to me, fettuccine, that is like a staple meal for me. That is a staple dinner meal for me. That is a meal. I would never consider fettuccine Alfredo as an appetizer until I went to the gala and they had fettuccine Alfredo as an appetizer. I'm like, what is this? Oh, you'll send me the website, Nat? Okay, hold on here. I gotta see this. Oh, God, appetizer. Fettuccine Alfredo sounds really good, actually, right now. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Alright, hold on here. So, appetizers. Antipasta. Slightly heavier than... Oftentimes, the antipasta is kind of charcuterie. Yeah, so like a charcuterie board. Charcuterie board, definitely. Yes, charcuterie board. 100% appetizer. 100% I can see a charcuterie board as an appetizer. And that's what I was expecting. I was expecting like a charcuterie board, right? I was expecting a charcuterie board. And I didn't get a charcuterie board. I got pasta! Let's see here. Primi. Primi is the first course to contain hot food. It is often heavier than antipasta. Generally, premium dishes do not consist of any meat. At the same time, premium dishes... Okay, yeah, so like a first, second... Yeah, okay, so I'm somewhat familiar with the first and second course kind of deal, yeah. Yeah, appetizer 0, first course. Yeah, so like an appetizer, like a charcuterie board. Yeah, absolutely, that's an appetizer, right? And then like... Okay, so this stuff I have heard of. I have heard about this kind of stuff, but usually isn't it like really small dishes a lot of the times? Like they're like little small dishes. So I do remember seeing something like this before, where it's like the course meals are like different. Right, they have like even coffee at the end of it. Yes, okay. No, they're not small? Oh my god, they're not small at all? Oh no. Wait, so how many Italian meals, best food? Wow. Okay. So the aperitivo is the French aperitif. This course may consist of a bubbly beverage. Okay, so you start off the meal with wines, olives, nuts, and cheese. Okay. Okay, got that. That appetizer. Charcuterie board. Okay, again, appetizer. The Primi is the first course to contain hot food and is often heavier than an antipasta dish. Generally, premium dishes do not consist of any meat. At the same time, premium dishes may contain fine and luxurious ingredients such as truffle or seafood. Risotto, gnocchi, soup, lasagna, pasta, or both are... So it's the first... Oh my god. So that's still not... Yeah, so that's the first... So basically, that's the first course. That's not an appetizer, though. That's the first course. That's the way that I'm reading it. So basically, based on the Italians at this gala, we got appetizers and a first course. That's the way I'm reading this. We both got a first course. We got a first course and an appetizer. Of course, the second course, different meat, seafood options. Okay, we didn't have that. Not what? No, come on. What's a pouty face for? Shrug. Okay, so that's the way I'm looking at it. Is that we got appetizers and a first course meal, basically. That's the way that I'm looking at it. If we're basing it off the Italians. But I mean, overall, the food was just absolutely fucking delicious. The food was absolutely wonderful. We did get to go to a seafood restaurant. We didn't have a reservation for that, but they did say we could go to the bar. So we were able to get in there through the bar. Still rich people. I know, rich people. Fucking. That was, like I said, this was the first time that I've ever won an experience like this. Like, this is the first time I've ever won something like this from work or just in general. So being able to go to a resort that's all paid for, I've never had that experience. This was a brand new experience for me. And fuck, I liked it a lot. It was a lot of fun. I just like the fact that everything is paid for and I could eat so much food. But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of good. It was a lot of fun. The seafood place was really good. Not necessarily. We didn't really go riding. We mostly stuck. No, we didn't do the horse riding. We mostly kind of just hung out at the pool. Because like I said, we mostly were sleeping like 12 hours a day every day. We mostly hung out at the pool the first couple days. And then our last day at the resort, we hung out at the beach. Our last day at the resort was the beach day. So we got to hang out at the beach. And I gotta say, before we even got to the beach, god damn, there was a lot of people there that had really nice legs. They had really nice legs. I actually did message Nat. I'm like, there's a lot of nice legs here. I was like, god damn, there's there was a lot. There were really nice legs. There was really nice legs there. And that was before we even got to the beach. Like, I was just like, our first day there was one of the hostesses. She was wearing like a black dress, but she was a tall lady. But she was wearing like not like a short black dress, but like a short black dress. So like basically you could see the knees and downwards. She had super nice legs. I was like, oh, those are really nice legs. And typically that's not something that I notice. Like, I don't mind legs, but I was like, god damn, there's some really nice legs up in this place. They walk a lot, and it's true. We did see a lot of people walking around the resort. There was a lot of like employees that were walking around the resort, but there was a lot of nice legs just walking around. And then we got to the beach. Oh, the beach was nice. Oh, the beach was very nice. There was a lot of eye candy to look at on the beach. I was like, oh, I think we're gonna spend the rest of the day here at the beach. Yeah, there was a lot of nice legs and a lot of nice booty. There was a lot of nice booty on the beach. So I like this. This is nice. And the water was nice too. The water was really nice too. The ocean. Oh, the ocean was warm. And like I said, that's something that I've heard of because I've never been to the east side of the states. So I have heard of that. Like the oceans here in Washington, the ocean here is typically cold. Like it's cold. The ocean's like really cold. And typically a lot of times when you go into the ocean, you're supposed to have like a diving suit on because it's that cold. Me, I don't care. Like I'll just go in there just fine. I won't go like fully in, but I'll like go in up to my knees. And it's cold. It is really cold water. Down there though, it was nice and warm. The ocean was just nice. Like I just hopped in the ocean like, ooh, this is nice. Oh, this is a nice temperature. Same with the pool. The pool was also really nice temperature too. Like it was like the water down there was just nice in general to hop into. I didn't drink the water down there. I didn't drink the water. All the water down there was bottled waters, and I did drink a lot of bottled water. I peed a lot down there. I was peeing a lot. It was like I was fully hydrated down there. I was hydrated down there for sure. But yeah, it was funny though. There was a moment where we were on the beach and like I looked to my left and there's this beautiful black lady there wearing a thong bikini, right? And she's like modeling. She's like asking one of the employees to take pictures of her. And I'm just like looking and I'm like, oh honey, you gotta lift up the food. That's how you show off the butt more. So like I can't show it on here because it's my model, but like I'm just like looking and she's like doing the poses and stuff. And I'm just sitting there like, oh honey, you gotta lift up the foot. You gotta lift that foot up so that way you can feature the butt more. You gotta feature that butt more by lifting up the foot. Like I learned how to do the poses to make your butt look good, nice. That's all I'm gonna say. It's just a slight lift of the foot. It makes the butt pop. And then she did it. She lifted up the foot. I'm like, there you go. So like I'm sitting there, and my partner Nat, she's sitting right next to me, and I'm just like looking at her. I'm like, oh, you gotta lift up the foot. And she looks at me. It's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh, that chick down there in the thong bikini. She looks. It's like, oh wow, that's a nice butt. I'm like, I know, right? She's gotta lift up the foot though if she wants that good picture. But yeah, so we didn't really do the horse riding. We didn't do the ski shooting. The most that we did was we ate a lot, we slept a lot, and we hung out at the beach and the pool. That was basically what we did. Our time there was just a more chill, relaxed than anything else because like we never really got chances to chill and relax. So it was nice to be able to chill and relax for once in a while. Also, Verde, how are you doing? Thank you for giving that shout out. Also, Ninsega, how are you doing as well? Sorry, I went into a tangent. I didn't mean to ignore y'all. I'm scrolling up now on the chat. Ninsega, Verde, I hope you're both doing really well. But yeah. I think that's really about it though that I have to talk about the trip though. Let me check my notes really quick because I made sure to make notes of things to talk about as well. Doing well, getting around to start some editing for a project. Ooh, very nice, very nice. It's always good to get them editing done. I'm finally getting around to editing my stuff a little bit more. I'm like trying to make it a more consistent thing for editing the Xeriscape VODs, and it's getting better. It's getting better. I think I finally figured something out that makes it click for me. So now I'm like getting through the editing a little bit quicker. Not as fast as I would hope, but it's picking up. The pace of it's being picked up for sure. So that's been nice. Let's see here. Let me check my notes really quick. So another funny thing that happened. So when we got on the bus to get taken to the resort, my partner basically made friends with somebody on the bus. They made friends with a couple on the bus. We tried hanging out with... We tried to hang out with them every once in a while, but we couldn't because we were just always asleep. We got to hang out with them at the pool, though, and it was funny. Basically, we made friends with them, and then basically avoided them. That's basically how it went. It's like we made friends with them. My partner even got like the WhatsApp number from one of them, and we basically just ended up ignoring them. Not like purposely ignoring them, but we ended up avoiding them a lot of times. Not purposely, just unintentionally avoided them. It was kind of funny. It's like, oh yeah, we need to hang out with people. It's like, okay, honey, if that's what you want to do, sure, we'll hang out with people. And we just never did. We just never did. You might take a nap since you're feeling dread. Well, then go take that nap, Ninsega. You go take that nap. If you're feeling sleepy, you get yourself a nap. Naps are good. We support naps here. Naps are always good to have, especially if you're feeling tired and get that good old nap. But, yeah. So that's really about... Unless there's something you need? No, I don't think so. I don't think I need anything. I probably need more water. I probably need more water. I'll grab that later, though. So yeah, that's basically how the trip went. The trip overall, it was really fun. It was great. Apparently the next winter circle is going to be in Jamaica, I believe. Now I don't know if I'm gonna. I'm gonna be completely 100% honest. I don't know if I'm ever gonna win something like this again. If I do win something like this again, that will be amazing and great. But I don't expect to. If I'm being honest, I won because of a technicality. I won because of a technicality. At least that's what they told me. So that was the thing that was interesting. That was something that was interesting. Is they really. Before I went on this trip, they really made it sound like I won this because of a technicality. But when they were doing the awards, it didn't really seem like that was the case. Because the way they were making it seem like they were trying to make it seem like, oh, you won because you had a brand new, you got this route, which basically showed that you earned a bunch of stops instead of losing stops. But that wasn't the case. It was based on how much product you sell. And because I did get a new route, I didn't lose any customers. I only gained customers as well as sold some product. I didn't sell a lot of product, but I did sell some product. Not a lot, but some. But I never lost any customers on this route. And I'm trying not to lose any customers. I actually have to talk to 2 of my customers this week to try to keep them aboard on with us, because I'm losing 2 customers this week because of corporate side of things. Apparently corporate keeps dropping ball things, so that's fun. But it was interesting to win. I don't know if it's something that I will win again, but if I do win it again, that'll be fun. And like I said, next year apparently they're going to be in Jamaica. So if I somehow win again, I guess I'm going to Jamaica. I don't expect to win, but you never know. It's like shit happens, right? Shit happens. You never know what to expect. I wasn't expecting to actually win this trip. I didn't even know about the contest. That's how much I wasn't paying attention to this. Is I didn't even know about the contest. So I won a contest that I didn't even know that I was entered into. But yeah, it was fun though. It was enjoyable. It was nice to have that experience and have the experience of what it's like to, not have to worry about money or finances or anything of that sort. Because like I said, everything was essentially paid for. That was really nice. I didn't have to worry. Like we were at the rush. Like the first couple of days there, it took a moment to register. Like we were like, oh, maybe I should get this or maybe I should get this. It's like, well, why not just get both? Because we can get both. And that's what it was. There was a lot of moments where we're like, well, why not just get both? We can get both because we're not paying for it. So I want to say it was after the gala. So basically the 2 days after the gala that we were there was when it started really clicking of like, we can get whatever the fuck we want and not have to worry about prices. So it took a second for that to register because me and my partner, like, we're always just worried about pricing and stuff like that. It's like, oh, that's a little too much. Maybe we shouldn't get that. So being able to look at things and going like, I don't have to worry about the prices was very nice. It was very nice to have that feeling. Speaking of money, I made a tweet about this, right? And I wanna bring this up. So there was a golf course that's nearby me that got abandoned, essentially. And that golf course had been there for as long as I can remember. Before it got abandoned. It got abandoned basically when COVID hit. When COVID hit, that basically shut that golf course down. But that golf course had been there for as long as I can remember. So basically, once the pandemic hit, that golf course closed down, and it had been closed down for the longest time. I always thought that it would be really, really cool. And I was giving this some serious thought too, and I think this would be really cool. But if I were to win the lottery or something like that, and I didn't have to worry about finances and things of that nature, and I could spend frivolously, I think something that I would absolutely love to do is I would like to buy abandoned golf courses and convert them into parks. Because think about it. The golf courses basically already have pathways that you can walk because the pathways were already built for you to walk around. They have ponds and lakes and all that kind of things. Not all golf courses, but some golf courses have ponds and lakes and stuff of that nature. Really cool, right? Basically, and I could be wrong about this. I don't know much. I don't know about turf and stuff like that. But to my understanding, basically all you would realistically would have to do is take the turf out, like the green turf and stuff like that, and replace it with the actual greens, and plant some trees around the area, and let nature take its course essentially, and you have like a park that people can walk around and stuff like that, because you already have a parking lot that's already built. You already have pathways that are already built, so you won't have to worry about like making more pathways. You have ponds and lakes. All you realistically have to do is just replace the ground with actual dirt and grass and plant some trees, and you have yourself a park. You have yourself an actual nice looking park. Just let nature take its course, right? So, I think if I were to ever win money, I think that's something that I would love to do. If I were to ever win like a really big lottery and not have to worry about spending and things of that nature, I think one of the biggest things that I would want to do is take abandoned golf courses and turn them into parks that people can walk around and stuff like that, and let nature be nature. Instead of converting it into fucking more warehousing. Because that's what's happening at the abandoned golf course that is by my house. They're converting it into more fucking warehousing. I think one of the things that I'm kind of upset about myself is that I'm kind of still living in the place that I grew up. I live in the neighborhood, and I live in an area that I grew up in when I was a child. And I think one of the things that I have a tough time is seeing some of the stuff that I knew as a child and grew up with as a child basically being closed down or being converted into warehousing. Because a lot of areas near me have been getting more and more turned into warehousing. And I think it bothers me a lot because it's like we have so many buildings and warehousing and things of that nature. We don't have enough nature. And I think that's something that I noticed is when I was a kid, I just remember there being so many trees and so much nature around me in my area. And now a lot of the trees and nature are gone. They're gone and turned into like warehousing buildings or supermarkets or fucking apartment complexes. So I think that's something that this is something that I've discussed. Is I think realistically I need to move out from the area that I live in and move to an area that I'm not familiar with. But I think that's capitalism for you. Yeah, exactly. It sucks. It really does suck, and I hate it. But I think for myself, I think for me, for my mental health, I think I would be better off. Yeah, essentially, it's like watching my childhood disappear, essentially. And it's actually funny is there was actually a little neighborhood that I remember. It used to be like right next to an Air Force base, but they had like these little little townhomes, not like a house has houses, but like little buildings that were all connected essentially. I looked it up on Google Maps because I drove by it many times, but I never had the courage to like drive down there. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just look it up on Google Maps. Those buildings are gone. It's now a trucking stop. It's now a truck stop, basically. I'm like, oh, shit. So it does. It's kind of sucks being able. It sucks. There's a benefit to living in an area that you grew up in. It's because you know where everything is at. But at the same time, you see all the changes that come along as well. And a lot of times those changes you're not going to like. And for me, like that's a prime example. Like I see a lot of these changes going on around my neighborhood and stuff like that. And I don't like them. I don't want to see more warehousing being built. I don't want to see more apartment complexes that are not going to be affordable, by the way. I hate when they build apartment complexes and those apartment complexes are not even affordable because we live in fucking a county that's basically run by Seattle, even though we're an hour away from Seattle. So stupid. So dumb. But I think for myself, I think I'd be better off moving to maybe a different state down the line. But I have a job that doesn't really allow me to have that chance to move. Yeah. So I'm kind of stuck. So it's kind of it's been interesting to like see some of this development around my neighborhood because I'm like really against it, but then have to kind of deal with it because there's nothing I can do about it because I'm poor. What am I gonna do about it? It's yeah. All right. Wow, I wasn't expecting to be talking for about almost 2 hours. I think it's been a while since we've done it just chatting where we just talked for 2 hours essentially. I had a dream, by the way, that my computer got hacked. I had a weird dream that my computer was hacked. And like I was like witnessing it, like I was seeing the mouse move on its own, and like people like someone had like fully hacked into my computer, was like messing with shit, like opening things. My only solution to do in the dream, just fucking turn off the computer. I'm like, nope, turn it off. And then I turned it back on, and they still had like control. I'm like, oh, turn it off. That was a weird dream. I don't know why I was dreaming about someone taking over my computer. It was weird. Yeah. But yeah. I think that's about it that I have to discuss. I don't think I really have anything else to, talk about at the moment. I think that basically covered my things for the week, for the discussions I had for this week. Yeah. I don't think I have anything else. But all right. Well, let's see. What time is it? It's like almost 1 o'clock. Okay. So we have our Zero Escape in about a half hour. I could either do Yakuza. Or I could finish up Henry Stickmin, because I don't think I finished Henry Stickmin. Maybe I should finish up Henry Stickmin today. Yeah, maybe I should do that. Yeah, we got about like a half hour. Henry? Yeah, you're thinking Henry too? I think, yeah, maybe we do Henry Stickmin, yeah. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and put us on the BRB screen while I get all that stuff set up. I also got to use the bathroom and refill up my water. So we'll be right back while I get all that stuff set up. Stay tuned, folks.
When you think of cake, you think dessert, but something pounded together is also called a cake. That's the case with mochi, as it's rice pounded together. Wait, is that why we call Butts cake? Because we pound Is this why we call Butts cake? Is this why we call Butts cake? Because we pound butts? Hold on. Is this why we call ass cake? Because we pound ass? Is this why we call ass cake?
What?
Go set up at a door.
As another example, kamaboko is a fish cake. Fish meat pounded together. This is why we call ass cake.
Well, you set up at a door, but not the way I intended.
This is how it would happen.
No, I landed right on top, so you were on a
I think he might be going for a depth trap.
Oh, help, Aruki, come back! Aruki, come back!
What?
Unhook me!
I know what's wrong with him for porn. He's
You
10
know
years
what's
old.
Go.
Oh no!
Seriously. Plenty of guys at the door.
You goober! I come to help.
Hey, look. It's been a while since we've had to do a voting period.
Woo!
Oh, you could sound a little more
for porn.
excited.
Yeah, a little more excited, isn't it?
Wait! For porn.
What? You're like, what is this?
Why?
I thought you were Snow.
Why?
Because, same avatar. Because I didn't think you knew how to get up here.
I mean, how? I mean, it's just this. I've played a few games in my time, you know. I'm not that boomer.
Fast bear.
Huh?
A robot.
Moment. Huh?
You mean this
I'm not a
Cosita
boomer, little man.
sandwich with extra mayo?
Who you calling little?
Cosita sandwich. Look how delicious Cosita looks being in a sandwich with that extra mayo.
Oh.
Carry on, no you gave me my phone.
I like how it just gets louder.
Bam, and you're dead. Well, not really. I haven't seen that before. Like, just.
I warned you, Timioji.
Wow.
I told you
That's a
it
first.
would be a bad idea to just swallow everything that little bastard told you.
Wait, no, I don't swallow. Wait, no, I trust corn.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
How dare you?
Whoa, man, whoa.
Quitter.
Cosita is.
There we go.
Whoa, what? Okay,
And hydrate.
I understand what's expected of me.
And then when they are ready to show off that booty, he releases it all and be like, "Look at this booty!"
Focus.
I can't go that way because it's blocked. Ah! Oh, I can get hit by.
Oh, god damn it. Shit. Don't clip that. I forbid you from clipping that.
God damn it. I feel like this house is trying to kill me.
Okay, hold on here, Bugenhagen. Hold on here. So the crystallized rocks that we now know are material, you believe in the crystallized rocks that are, you know, you believe in the material being the memories of the planet and stuff. You believe in that. The material that, you know, can shoot fire, ice, lightning, wind, can also do haste, can stop time, stop gravity, do all of these wondrous things. And you still don't believe in the weapons. Ah, but the weapons are Mako poisoning. Definitely not real. That must be the side effects of Mako poisoning. I swear to fucking God, if I lose my... I wasn't even fully turned around and he screamed in my fucking ear! God damn it! Oh, motherfucker! Oh, god damn it! I didn't even turn around and he just screams in my goddamn fucking ear!
Ooh.
Yes! Exactly!
You see, he's evil because he's an evil genius. You're not evil nor genius. He took both those.
You're just depressed.
Really? And where's your proof?
The president.
For all I know, you're my enemy. I can't tell you anything.
There's a voice inside my head that calls me Stud Muffin. Does that help?
Sometimes when I'm lying awake at night, the dark side comes out, and he starts making fun of me.
I hate the fact that when you said there's a voice inside my head, I knew exactly what you were about to say. Fucking
I'm sorry, it's an easy but funny joke.